All right, good morning, guys. This is my 2023 F-150 Lightning Standard Range Pro, and we are heading to Joshua Tree, California today from Anaheim. It's about 260 something miles for the total trip, 130-ish each way. So we're gonna hit the road right now, see what happens. We're charged up to 100% and preconditioned, and it's probably 50 degrees right now. So should be pretty nice weather both ways. So hoping for a good result. All right, let's hit the road. All right, we are on the road heading east inland towards Joshua Tree from basically Orange County. And so here we go. It was looking like 99% is what it was charged to. It wasn't quite at 100%. It was still taking in a little bit of juice, which is fine. It was reading 232 as the max range, which is a little bit down. It normally goes up 237, 238 or something when it's 100%. It was 49 degrees when we left. It's 50 now. It's looking great. There's no traffic so far, but I don't want to eat my words because I know on the way back, this is a Coachella weekend, so I may get hammered with traffic on the way home, but hopefully everyone doesn't come home until tomorrow, because I think tonight is the final end of the actual concert, so most people will stay an extra night and go home tomorrow, which I've also been caught in, going out to the desert and working there, which was not very much fun. It's a lot of people and roads that don't normally see that kind of traffic. So yeah, we're doing okay. I forgot to set my trip until about a mile and a half after I left my house. I just wasn't paying attention, so that'll be slightly off. It won't take into account the hill I went down immediately, so it might be a hair lower, but I mean, it's such a long drive. I think it'll even out. It won't be an issue. So here's my plan. We're going 260 odd miles. We have a range of 240, and on the freeway, realistically, it's more like 220, 230. So technically we can't make it. We would have to DC fast charge. Like I've said in other videos, I still have not DC fast charged. Well, I did one time just to try it for fun. I've never needed to. This would be the first time. However, I did look at some of the photos of the Airbnb we're staying at, and there is a plug on the outside. It's just a standard 110 plug, but I'm gonna be here pretty much all day, so I'm gonna plug into that and see how much range I can get, and see if that can make the difference to get me home, give me another 20 miles or so. I kind of doubt it, frankly. The 110 is slow. It's useful if you're somewhere for days on end, like you're up in a cabin for the weekend and charging from that, but I'm gonna try and get as much as possible, which probably won't be enough. I probably will have the DC fast charge, or else I'm gonna be rolling into home on total fumes or electric equivalent. So yeah, that's my plan at least. We'll see what happens. I do need to meet a coworker off the freeway. There's an exit just past the 62 where you turn up onto the road to Joshua Tree. So I got to meet him, and then I'll probably get breakfast at some point too. So those will be my only two stops before I get there. And then yeah, so we'll keep at it and see what we end up with. Thanks for watching. All right, here's the stats so far. We are just about to start climbing into the hills to go into the high deserts towards Joshua Tree and Thousand Palms, I think it is. So we're at almost 90 miles covered. We still have, let's see here, we still have about 40 miles to go. So we'll end up about just under 130. And yeah, we're only at 2 miles per kilowatt hour, but we've been climbing. Our starting elevation's around 400 or so, and we're about 1700, and we're still going up. So the way back should be almost all downhill. So yeah, we'll probably get there with 40%, maybe 35, something in that range. I don't know, something around there. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. We'll see what we end up with. All right, guys, here's our arrival stats. We arrived at about 9:30 this morning. 127 miles covered, 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour. And our current elevation is about 2,100 feet. We climbed up to about 3,500, I think was the highest I saw, then came back down. And our home elevation is like 300, 400, something in that range. So yeah, we're almost certainly gonna have to charge. My plan to charge here, unfortunately backfired. It's kind of a funny story, but my cousin who rented the place, he reached out to him and asked if it was okay if I just plugged into the 110 for a few hours. And the lady said, oh, sure, you can definitely plug in, but I asked that you only charge for 30 minutes. I don't know if she realized how little power that is. That probably would have only given me like 1 to 1.5 miles of extra range. So I didn't even bother. I was like, well, I'm going to be stopping anyway, so whatever. I'm not going to break out the extension cord or anything like that. So yeah, it's about 5:30 right now. We're going to get on the road and head home and see what happens. Probably stop somewhere near Morongo, I think it is, or Cabazon. There's a nice Electrify America charger right there. So that's my plan at least, but we'll see what the truck says and just make a judgment call from there. All right, see ya. All right, we made it to the charger. I was a little nervous actually coming down the hill. We were doing good, but when we were climbing up out of the Coachella Valley, it was kind of uphill and there was a headwind, and I had under 20% to go. It wasn't much, it was like 15 miles, but I was still a little nervous. If we got down to 1 mile per kilowatt hour in that headwind, it could have been a problem. But all right, we finally made it here. There was a little bit of a line. I didn't wait long. It was maybe 10 minutes. And then I tried one 50 kilowatt charger, and it was not initializing for whatever reason. Luckily, there was a spot next door open, so I moved over to that one and plugged in. And I looked at it a minute ago, and I was getting 120 kilowatts. So pretty good. It might ramp up here a little bit more actually, so I'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, so we're juicing up, and I don't know what we're gonna go to, 50% or so. It's probably actually overkill, maybe 40, and then that should get us home. So hopefully just a few minutes here. I'm gonna put a timer on, see what it is. But yeah, we arrived here with 12%, so we're 4% up already. Just been a couple minutes, so yep, we'll see what happens. All right, we made it home. Just a little rundown. I kind of skipped. I didn't record part of that, but I charged up to 50% just to give myself some buffer, and that was a bit overkill, honestly. It charged. It was about 20 minutes. I recorded. The highest I saw was 121 kilowatts, but it was between 115 and 121 the entire time. It actually was slow. It was started 114, and then it ramped up to 121 when I was around 50% and stayed there. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I did have that trouble with that first charger, didn't want to work, so luckily a spot opened up right away and I was able to jump on that. But yeah, pretty good. Definitely had some overkill, but it's a nice buffer. So I arrived with 25% or 26% is what this says. So, sorry, that's the wrong one. This number was just from the charger to home, so you can see it was a bit downhill, and I was doing 65 to 75. But there was a little bit of traffic too, so yeah, that's definitely a little bit downhill, so that gave us a nice boost. But for the overall trip, it's right here, exactly 250 miles, 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, pretty good. Did have to charge, like I said. I could have gone 200 miles or so before charging, but obviously with how the chargers are just dispersed, I picked one, and I got there with 12% remaining. And it looks like I only needed another 12 or 15, but I took it up to 50% to be safe, and probably a good thing I did that. Just as a learning thing, but still, it makes you feel a lot better to get here with 25 rather than pulling up with 0 every time. But yeah, overall great trip. It was a long day, bit of traffic. You can see 5 hours ago, 250 miles. It's not amazing, but there was some traffic here. I think it's Coachella weekend, so we hit a little bit of that, but yeah, overall it was a success. Made it, no problem. So a little bit of stress here and there, but overall it's all a learning experience, just getting a feel for everything still. And yeah, still love the truck, doing good. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a good one.